Hi everyone, travel addict guy here, and I've got some breaking news from Spain, and in particular the Costa del Sol. I'm in front of the Contemporary Art Museum. There it is behind me. It is also known as the Cock here in Malaga. And I've got the latest news here, guys, and here we go. Mass virus outbreak. Hundreds test positive after student vacations in Mallorca. Cases have been detected in several regions of Spain, prompting the government to advise youngsters to suspend end-of-school trips to the Balearic Islands. A mass virus outbreak linked to end-of-the-year school trips to the Spanish island of Mallorca has led to hundreds of positive cases in several regions of Spain. There are 320 infected youths and over 2,000 people in quarantine in the Madrid region alone, authorities have said this Friday morning. So this is breaking news, guys. It is just out hot off the presses. Students from 31 secondary schools in Madrid have been affected, according to these sources. The youths were staying at 8 different hotels on the island and took part in a rather intense program of activities, including festivals. But this is another issue we have to worry about, guys. And wow, just the first time they sent some kids on vacation to the islands and they came back infected. There have also been related cases in the regions of Valencia, Murcia, the Basque Country, and Aragon. And authorities in Galicia said they have detected 50 infections linked to school trips to Mallorca. In response to the outbreak, the Spanish government's alert team has decided to recommend against any more end-of-the-year school trips to Mallorca due to the high risk of transmission of such environments, said a spokesperson from the health ministry. Unfortunately, not some good news, guys, from the Balearic Islands. I just talked about that incident in the Balearic Islands, and here is the problem, guys. Here's the problem when countries, they are reactive and they are not proactive. I have talked about this before. And the UK came out and they included the Balearic Islands on its green travel list, but not the rest of Spain. Well, that is quite interesting now, and Spain is warning against people going to the Balearic Islands. British travelers returning home after a stay in the Mediterranean archipelago will no longer have to quarantine for 10 days as of June the 30th. The Balearic Islands are being moved to the UK government's green list of countries and territories which are considered safe for travel. According to the government website, the Spanish archipelago will move to the green watch list at 4 a.m. Wednesday, June the 30th. Seems like bad timing there, guys. This means that travelers will not have to quarantine for 10 days upon arrival in the UK, although they will still need to take a C-19 test on or before day 2 and quarantine if the result is positive. A test is also required before travel. The Balearics, which include the popular islands of Mallorca, Menorca, Ibiza, and Formentera, not familiar with that one, have traditionally been an important destination for British tourists. In 2019, nearly 4 million of them spent time in the Mediterranean archipelago, mostly in Mallorca. And here we go, guys. Another poor decision, it seems like, from the UK, because they're going with the old data. And as you know, the data is changing day by day and minute by minute, guys. It is like a river. It is continuously flowing. Spain in real time is warning people not to go there, and here we are with the UK about to open a green light to that area. So take caution if you're going to Mallorca right now, to the islands there, the Balearic Islands, guys. Make sure that you've had the vaccine, I would say, before going there. You might have heard of this man. He's called John McAfee, and he was the inventor of the McAfee virus scanning software that many people used to use. It was very, very popular in the United States, and I believe throughout the world. And here's a story about him. The final hours of John McAfee before his death in a Barcelona prison. The antivirus software entrepreneur learned that his extradition to the US had been approved and allegedly committed suicide in the evening. The creator of the antivirus software company McAfee John McAfee was found dead on Wednesday inside his cell in the Barcelona prison Brians 2, or I guess it is Brians 2, located in Sant Esteve de Sesrovires. On the morning of the same day, he learned that Spain's High Court, the Audiencia Nacional, had approved his extradition to the United States, according to prison sources. Wow, this is a very strange story here, guys. So this man, John McAfee, a few years ago, I guess it was 7 or 8 years ago now, maybe longer, he had to flee Belize, as he had a compound there and he had several women that he was living with. Basically, he was some kind of playboy. He had his own compound, almost like a Epstein, I guess you would call him. I don't know if it's quite that far, but he had several women living there, young women, and someone had come up dead and he had basically shot someone, I guess, and the story was different being told in Belize, and he had to flee back to the United States, and he barely made it back, and he is a wanted man in Belize, or he was a wanted man. So somehow he ended up in Spain. He was going to be extradited to the United States, and at 6 p.m. prison workers found McAfee hanging from his cell. Police suspect the 75-year-old committed suicide. McAfee had been in the Barcelona prison for nearly 9 months. He was sent there on October the 4th, 2020, when he was arrested by the National Police after U.S. prosecutors accused McAfee of tax evasion. McAfee's behavior was exemplary. According to sources from the penitentiary, he didn't cause any problems nor received any disciplinary action. These sources described him as a financial crimes prisoner with an absolutely normal life. Well, I don't think he had a normal life, guys. And I believe that he was also into the cryptocurrencies. So maybe that's why he was wanted in America. It says McAfee had not shown any suicidal behavior prior. So it was basically stunning, but I guess he did not want to go back to the US to face charges. Quite a sad ending for that billionaire. Okay, here's some news from Catalonia, in particular Barcelona. The Spanish government on Tuesday approved pardons for Catalan separatist leaders who were convicted of subversive acts committed in 2017. The measure is a political act, and it does not change the guilty verdicts themselves, but rather commutes the prison sentences. So if you're not familiar with the story, the Catalan government that is in Catalonia, that is in basically Barcelona, and that community there, they tried to break off from Spain and declare independence, and they were quickly arrested by the Spanish government. They sent in national forces and they arrested the whole government of Catalonia. It was a big disaster, and one of the leaders, he fled to Belgium, I believe. His name is Puigdemont, and the other ones that stayed faced the music, and they received harsh prison sentences, many between 9 and I believe it was 14 years in prison. So they have been commuted, these sentences now. The clemency has been justified using the legal criteria of being in the public interest, and with the goal of improving frayed social relations in Catalan society. Its beneficiaries will remain barred from holding public office and could have their pardons reversed if they commit new crimes. It is a momentous and controversial decision, and there are valid arguments against it. Yet in the terms in which it's been framed, it seems like a good move because it holds the potential to change a dynamic that's been highly detrimental to Catalonia and to the whole of Spain. So some news there. Some people are going to be in favor of that decision, and there will also be people that will say it's a poor decision, I'm sure. Okay, this is the big story I wanted to get to, guys, and I saved the best for last. This is Friday. It is June the 25th, and it's the last day. The last day, guys, count it, that face masks will be mandatory outside. So as of tomorrow, the rules will be changing, and I'm going to get to them right now. New rules on the use of face masks in Spain will come into effect on Saturday, June the 26th, which is tomorrow. As of this date, the covering will not have to be worn outdoors if a safe distance of 1.5 meters can be observed. It will, however, be mandatory still to carry a face mask at all times, so that it can be put on in situations where social distancing cannot be maintained. So you're gonna have to keep that with you, and you will need it. Even if you are on vacation, you will need the face mask to go into stores, to go into places to eat. If you are not actually sitting at the table or inside of buildings, or if you are in close proximity to other people. So even though you can take them off, it is not completely the end of the mask. These were some of the details shared on Wednesday by Health Minister Carolina Darius following a meeting of the Interterritorial Council of the National Health System. Darius confirmed on Wednesday that this law will be replaced by more flexible rules that maintain the need to wear a face mask indoors, on public transportation, and in open air situations, such as on crowded streets or large events, if the safe distance of 1.5 meters cannot be respected. The report adds, when people are outside their home, they must have a face mask for personal use on them at all times, in case it is required or in anticipation of crowds or the need to wear it indoor spaces or on public transportation. Until now, the mask at all times rule made it more difficult to forget to wear one when walking into an indoor space. With the new, more relaxed rules, it will be important to remember to do so. People will also have to be alert to situations when social distancing cannot be maintained. So for one, guys, I am very, very excited to get this mask off. I cannot wait to do that. It's a very, very hot day here, and I'm basically all alone. I could actually have it a little bit down right now. You see, I don't have it covering my nose. And fortunately, I do not see a lot of comments, negative comments on my channel anymore. I used to see all kind of comments about telling me how to wear the mask correctly. So hopefully we can do away with that nonsense. So I like to walk around a little bit, guys. Let's walk into the center of town. I'm in the Soho part of Malaga right now. And let's see. This is the last day, guys, a historic day here in Spain. The last day that people are required to wear the mask outdoors. So come with me. Let's go ahead and head over to the center and see how many people are wearing the mask. I assume all of them. I actually got to see some more action here, guys. I'm walking down to the center of town, and there's a large protest going on here, guys. So it looks like it has something to do with Almeria. So something about Almeria. So a lot of protesting going on, guys. They've been wanting to do a lot of changes to Spain, and here we go. And actually yesterday there was a protest out, and they want people to work longer hours now, including Sundays, and the Spaniards do not want to do that, and they're used to taking Sunday off. So let's walk this way, guys. Here we see some people with the face masks. Of course, everybody wearing the mask. And everyone in that big crowd was wearing the mask as well. So the last day of this, guys, one more day of masks. I cannot wait, guys, and I'm gonna be out tomorrow filming and hopefully talking to some people and seeing how they feel with no masks on, guys. I'm in the historic center now. You can see a lot of people, guys, everyone with the mask on. And it is so strange, guys. It seems almost ridiculous that today you have to wear it, but tomorrow I don't. So really crazy how things go. There's no semi-transition. There's just nothing. They go from the mask to no mask, and that is for the time being. Of course, they could always bring back the mask if they wanted to. So basically here, guys, everyone with the masks on, you can see that everyone is wearing the mask, or don't. And of course that is the rule today, but tomorrow it magically disappears and you don't need to wear the mask anymore unless you are in close proximity. So I guess here in a close crowd like this, I guess I would have to wear the mask. So it'd be quite interesting tomorrow, guys, to see how many people are wearing the mask tomorrow. And I think a lot of people may continue to wear the mask. So that will be very, very interesting to see, guys. I think it's almost an interesting social experiment to see how deep the roots of this fear are. And basically, to me, they've created a fearful situation from the beginning. I think the government, and I've talked about that, they've used a lot of psychological tricks So here we go, guys. A lot of, again, everyone with the mask on. And like I said, that is the rule for the last day. So that is the news here from Spain, and in particular the Costa del Sol. So we'll see you in the next video, guys. Travel addict guy. Take care, everyone.